polymers. Polymers come from two sources. They can come from a natural source such as rubber or a synthetic source such as crude oil. Polymers are made up of monomers. Monomers are joined together through chains which are added through a process called polymerization. The polymerization creates long chains called polymers. There are two different structures or two different categories of polymers. These are thermoplastics and thermosets. Thermoplastics form weak bonds between their molecules when heat is applied. This creates a non-permanent structure. Thermosets, on the other hand, are a different group where when heat is applied and they cure, they form permanent structures between their molecules. Thermoplastics can be shaped around molds, and then they can also be reheated and reshaped. This is because of their weak bonds or weak links between their molecules. This allows thermoplastics to be reheated and theoretically hardened, reshaped using a different process or heat process. And in this example, pipes can be made through a process called extrusion. Thermoplastics can be recycled. They can be processed using different types of industrial processes such as vacuum forming, injection molding, and blow molding. But these are not the only processes that can be used to shape thermoplastics. You can also use, for example, in a school workshop, a process whereby you can place plastics inside an oven and press form them around a mold. You could also use a line bender to bend the plastic or sheet plastic, usually acrylic, into different angles. Thermosets, on the other hand, once they heated and they cure around a shape, they're very difficult to reheat and remold. In fact, when thermosets are heated, invariably they produce poisonous fumes and noxious fumes. This is because of the permanent crosslinks that are formed initially through the curing process. Thermosets are relatively quite rigid. They can be used in many designs. They're quite flexible in that process or in those terms. When reheated, they produce poisonous gases. They are relatively quite brittle. They are not easy to recycle, and in fact, they're not recycled. And they have good mechanical properties such as hardness, toughness, stiffness, and high impact qualities. So that means you can drop them and they're less likely to crack and break. So regardless of what group of plastics or polymers you have, whether it's thermosets or thermoplastics, both can be chosen in terms of their color availability, texture, how easy it is to work with them, their strength qualities, which usually are used to choose thermosets, and their environmental impact, so whether or not they can be recycled. So to summarize, thermoplastics form weak bonds when heat is applied. These weak bonds allow them to be reheated and reshaped. Industrial processes such as vacuum forming, injection molding, and blow molding can be used to shape them. They can be recycled. Thermosets, on the other hand, form permanent crosslinks between their monomers. These permanent chemical bonds allow thermosets to be quite rigid, to have good mechanical properties such as toughness, stiffness, and high impact qualities. But unfortunately, the downside of having permanent chemical bonds means that when they are heated, they can produce harmful gases or fumes, and they can't be recycled.